Imagine being locked inside the most secure prison in America, a place built to break hope, a place designed so no one could ever escape. This prison was surrounded by freezing water, violent ocean currents, and armed guards watching every move you made. For decades, everyone believed escape was impossible. This prison was called Alcatraz. It sat alone in the cold waters of San Francisco Bay, isolated from the mainland, cut off from the world. Inmates feared it, guards trusted it, and the public believed it was inescapable. Once you entered Alcatraz, there was only one way out, the same way you came in. But in the year 1962, everything changed. 3 men decided they would not die on that island. 3 men chose hope over fear, and in doing so, they created one of the greatest mysteries in history. Their names were Frank Morris, John Anglin, and Clarence Anglin. They were not famous, they were not powerful, they were just prisoners. But what they attempted would turn them into legends. One night they vanished, not transferred, not released. They simply disappeared. The next morning, guards found empty cells, beds that looked slept in, a prison that suddenly felt very quiet. Alcatraz was in chaos. Searches began immediately. Cells were checked, tunnels were inspected, but the men were gone. Authorities said that there was only one explanation: they must have drowned. But there was a problem: no bodies were ever found, and that is where the mystery truly begins. Frank Morris was different from most inmates. He was intelligent, quiet, always thinking. His intelligence test showed a genius-level mind, but his life had been filled with crime and escape attempts. The Anglin brothers were different. John and Clarence grew up swimming in cold rivers. They were strong, and they trusted each other completely. Together, the 3 men noticed something important. The walls of their cells were weak. Decades of salt air had slowly eaten them away. Using nothing more than stolen spoons, they began digging, slowly, carefully. Every night they worked in silence. Every day they hid their progress. To cover the noise, they played music. To hide the holes, they used cardboard and paint. This was not a rushed plan, it took months. They also prepared for the most dangerous part: the water. Using raincoats, they stitched together a raft. They created life vests. They tested every detail. To fool the guards, they made fake heads. Soap, toilet paper, real human hair. When placed in their beds, the heads looked real. Even in flashlight beams, everything was ready. All they needed was the right night. That night came in June 1962. The prison was quiet, the guards followed routine. Inside their cells, the men waited, hearts racing, breathing slow. When the lights went out, they made their move. They placed the fake heads in their beds, then climbed through the holes in the walls. They crawled through a narrow service tunnel, climbed a pipe, and reached the roof of Alcatraz. The night air was cold, the island was silent. Below them was the water, dark, endless. They inflated the raft, checked the current, and without hesitation they climbed in. Then they disappeared into the darkness. By morning, the prison discovered the truth. The men were gone. Search boats filled the bay. Helicopters flew overhead. The FBI took control. Officials said the men drowned. The water was too cold, the currents too strong. But again, there was a problem. No bodies were found. No raft was recovered. Nothing. For years, investigators argued over what really happened. The first theory was simple: the men drowned. The water was freezing. Hypothermia would set in quickly. Many experts still believe this, but others disagree. The second theory says they survived. The Anglin brothers were strong swimmers. Frank Morris was intelligent and careful. Some believe they reached land, changed identities, and disappeared forever. There were even reports, Christmas cards sent to family, possible sightings in South America, but nothing was ever proven. In 2013, the FBI admitted something important. They could not confirm the men died. And in 2018, the case was officially closed. Not because it was solved, but because there were no answers left to chase. Today, Alcatraz stands as a museum. Tourists walk past the cells, guards are gone, but the mystery remains. Did Frank Morris and the Anglin brothers die that night? Or did they achieve the impossible? More real stories, more unanswered questions, more mysteries that history never solved. Subscribe and stay curious.